My video for February the 11th, 2018 is entitled Strange Message Supposedly from Trump. I received this from more than one of my sources. While I agree, I do question its purpose and validity. Quote, President Trump is asking everyone to forward this email to a minimum of 20 people and to ask each of those to do likewise. In 3 days, most people in the United States will have the message. This is an idea that should be passed around, regardless of political party. The Trump Rules Congressional Reform Act of 2017, number 1, no tenure, no pension. A congressman, woman, collects a salary while in office and receives no pay when they're out of office, and no more perks go with them. 2, Congress, past, present, and future, participates in Social Security. All funds in the Congressional Retirement Fund move to the Social Security system immediately. All future funds flow into the Social Security system, and Congress participates with the American people. It may not be used for any other purpose, end quote. As I said, I received that from at least 2 or possibly 3 of my friends, I'm not sure which. As you know from previous videos, if you've been listening, I get information from several sources, 2 regular sources, and then some others that send me things from time to time. And this one, as I said, I know I received it at least twice. I can't remember if it was a third one that I read or not. I'm just not certain of that. In any case, I agree with the principle of this. It's insane to be able to elect someone to serve in a government capacity like Congress, whether it's the Senate or the House, and their salary is guaranteed for the rest of their life, even if they serve 2 or 6 years. It makes no difference. They get the same salary forever. That's common sense, isn't it? I mean, why should people get paid when they're no longer able to, or not necessarily able, but no longer doing the job for which they were hired to do? But that's the way the system has been set up. A congressman or senator and congresswoman or senator gets the same salary for the rest of their life under the current system. So they are easy to bribe with that. That makes it something that is very tangible, that allows them to be manipulated. Now, as far as being part of a different retirement plan than the rest of the United States, why should they be put in an elite status? Why should anybody get elite status? We are all human beings, are we not? Well, some would say, no, we're not. And perhaps that's true. But we all have the appearance of being human beings, and human rights should be granted to everyone. There should be no such thing as elite status or elite personages. And even the term person is a legal fiction. We are human beings born with natural rights. At least that's how I view it, and will continue to view it, even recognizing that the world has been infiltrated and perhaps overtaken by dark forces. Now, I do have friends that are recommending that we get out of the system, but there's no way out of the system except death, because the real life is on the other side of the veil. The physical reality is always a delusion, always an illusion. And of course, Aristo talked about that in the previous video that he and I made together. which is the current video now as I'm doing this one, but this will be, of course, the following one. In any case, folks, there are things that are very askew on this planet. Insane, if we look at it objectively. But so many of us have been brainwashed and manipulated to see things from a perspective that we're disconnected from everything, and that there's some special class, and we want to consider ourselves exempt from what everybody else is. And that whole idea is a twisted perception of reality that makes us think that there is such a thing as real separation, when we all actually, regardless of anything else, we all serve, or we all participate in the same life force energy. Whether we live on this planet or another planet, but let's just deal with Earth. We all breathe the same air. We take it in, we blow it out. Other people take the same air in and blow it out. We all see the same sky, even though it's we're moving, and some would say it's not the same sky, but it looks the same. I mean, it does change its appearance on a minute-by-minute basis and over a period of time. And of course, sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's light. All of those things, of course, are given. I'm not arguing those things, but it's still the same in that it's the region above the planet that we call the atmosphere or whatever. Folks, I do not want to throw in the towel. I'm tired of making videos every day, that's true. And I struggle sometimes as to what I'm going to talk about next, because there's so much contradictory and conflicting information that I'm presented with. But if this thing has validity and is truly from President Trump, I'm in agreement with it. And here's the other thing. Some say that even the dark forces or the Luciferian forces are multifaceted. In other words, there's a dark and a light role even in the dark forces. And some would say that God is light and dark. But others say, no, God is only light. To me, anything that is not loving is not God. God loves. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another, even your enemies. I know I keep harping on that, but that's the center core. That's where we all have to recognize, and if we're ever going to reach any type of an agreement and any type of creation of a better world for everyone, we're going to have to learn what it means to love one another, or at least listen to one another. That's a very difficult thing. I mean, I don't listen to, some people, I can't listen to them because their message is so awful, but I don't hate the person. I just can't buy into their rhetoric. It's not that I would like to see everybody, including the Illuminati, including the demons. I would like to see everything redeemed, and I'd like to see unity within the diversity of expression. I'd like to see love manifested. And so this strange message from Trump, if it's indeed from him, I am in agreement with it. We have to change a lot of things if we're going to create together a better world. And hopefully our actual creator, some people say God is the devil, God is the dark force. I can understand where they're coming from. It makes sense to me too. But somewhere there has to be an ultimate creator, and to me, that's love. And may truth trump all the errors that have enslaved humanity generation after generation for millennia. Without that, there is no hope. Thank you for listening, and namaste.